Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode. So carrying on from last episode, we are underway with the soybean harvest. So we've got quite a bit of soybean to collect. We've got our harvesters underway and they need emptying at the moment. We finished flattening that hill, terraforming it and smoothing it, so we'll have a look at that also. And we'll just keep building out the farm. So the plan is for today to actually get some fields created over that hill, and hopefully we don't get the road train stuck, because once this thing fills up with too much grain it very much struggles to get uphill, so we want to try and avoid that. We've got another harvester over there who's full. And we've got two over in the far field, so what I might do is I'll go up the hill, swing down, grab the other one, empty the two trailer loads, and then we'll head out to the other guys in the other field. So I'm a big fan of the road train. I think they're pretty cool in this game. Pretty easy to create. The issue is just having a powerful enough prime mover to actually move the grain. So as you can see now, even with 120,000, we're having a bit of a hard time. So this thing's got 1800 horsepower, they say. I think that's with the upgraded engine, and this is actually a mod. So this is the Lizard Road Runner. I think we may be pushing our luck here. This is where the Big Bud and the auger wagons are actually a lot better. So I think what we're going to try and do is turn if we can. Because otherwise I am going to have to get the Big Bud, which is going to be a pain. It looks like we're going nowhere. Alright, so lesson to learn there is don't pull this thing uphill. Even with 120,000 litres it will go nowhere. So let's try this FENDT out, the one that we bought. So quickly I'll just go and repair it. So the dual wheels might help. It's got 500 odd horsepower, so we might be okay. Repair, yes. So I think the issue with the Roadrunner semi-trailer truck over there is just traction. So as long as you're on a flat bitumen surface, it tends to do a lot better. So the Big Bud with the triple wheels, I've tested it out on this hill fully loaded and it can pull it up there. Oh, I need a dolly as well. So we'll go back to the shop quickly. So in the interest of saving time, I mean, this is what happens in the game. You've got problems, you need to solve them on the fly, so especially when you're trying new things. Alright, let's do this. So dollies, we want the boogeyman. So this is actually a mod. I'm just going to lease one. So hopefully it's got the right hitch. And just be careful not to drive up the flagpole or the light pole. Yep. So I do love how the tractors look in this game, especially the fence. the red and green combination is very, very good. So I think moving forward, I might have to ditch the might have to ditch the triple road train setup. Possibly just leave that for. I feel this is not going to work either. As you can tell. So we're not getting the traction required. So we're definitely going to need the big bud. So what I'll do is I'll just park him up over on the shoulder here, and we'll get the big bud on the job. So as far as I know, this is the most powerful tractor in the game currently. The only downside is it only goes 30... Oh, this one goes 45 k's an hour, so that's actually not too bad. So the triple wheels make all the difference in this scenario. So I think what I might actually do is I might have to position the road train on one of these central roads, and then I'll have to use an auger wagon combination with a tractor to sort of ferry the harvest from the combine to the road train, and then the road train can drive it to the silo. Otherwise, I've got to drive the combines to the. So it's going to be an either or situation. And because they travel so fast, it's not practical to drive alongside them. And because there's so much to harvest at one time, it's also best just to be able to empty as much as you can at once. So this should be no issue for this tractor. If I can get it connected. Alright, here we go. So yeah, straight up the hill. So it's interesting actually, it's just one trailer essentially that's full, and it's caused it to have that issue. So I mean, the thing about the road train is that it goes 160 kilometers an hour, so it makes, you know, short work of long distance travel. So getting the crop from the field back to the main farm is very quick. But as you may have noticed in my other video, I jackknifed the B triple, and it was a bit of a clean-up effort to get that back. So now I do have crop destruction turned off, so I can drive on the field. It's just one of those things that I'd prefer to play with turned off. Obviously unrealistic, but I'm not too worried. Oh, a little bit too far. Okay, so while that's happening, let's check out the other harvesters. Yeah, so what I might do is I might actually get one of these auger wagons out there as well. Actually, I hope I've repaired this tractor. No, I haven't. So I'll use this one instead. Because otherwise it just won't be able to pull it. So these are a lot better for this sort of operation. The only thing is they're quite slow, but dealing with the hills that I've got, it's going to be much easier, I think, using this combination. And as you can see, they don't handle the bumps very well because of the way the steering is set up. So we've got the rear steering to help swing the mother bin around. So let's have a look. Where are we? We've got guys up the back here. Yeah, there's one. So while this guy unloads, we'll go back to our previous one, get him out the way, move on so the harvest can continue. So he should unload automatically. Let's get over to our big bud. And listen to the big bud get into motion. There we go. So we'll let the combine go past. And what we'll do is we'll get this back on the flat. And I'll bring my prime mover back over so I can move it a bit more quickly. I'll stay away from the hills this time. Hopefully I don't get run into by this other combine. Which looks like we're pretty good. I know in FarmSim 19 you were able to connect all the wagons to certain combines, so they'd effectively tow a trailer, which was very handy. I think I've tried it on the New Holland, the CR90 or the CR70, and it seemed to work okay. But the Lizard Colossus, I don't think it has the correct hitch. Right, so let's leave that there. Okay, he's full, just about. And we'll go over to Helper D, which is over this way. And you can see already this guy's already struggling, so I don't think this tractor is very high horsepower. So I may need to switch out for one of the quad tracks that I've got. So I've got the 9RX John Deere's. I've also got the New Holland T90, I think it is. I do love the big wheels, the big dualies. It's quite deceptive on No Man's Land. There's quite a lot of gradual gradients. So even now we're going uphill, but it looks relatively flat. Hence why we're going so slow. And as soon as you have to turn this big auger wagon, it cuts into your power consumption quite a lot. So what I'll do in this case is I'll swing the combine around just to help with the unloading. Let's go back to our main map actually. That'll show us who's paused. So who we've got? We've got this guy over here we need to address, and that guy over there. Okay, so he's full, so we'll get him back on task. Then we'll hire a worker to do that. So I do hope for the next game they make tyre selection a lot more important. And if they can have variable ground states, so like boggy, you know, compacted, that type of thing, just to sort of help facilitate, you know, choosing the right tyres. Obviously narrow tyres when you're doing your weeding, so your fertiliser spraying and your weed spraying, reduces your sort of impact on the crop, which is pretty cool. But I think the next main farm sim game, they'll take it to the next level, especially because next gen consoles will be well and truly established by that time, and they won't have to worry about developing for PS4 or the older Series Xbox. So what I'll do is I'm going to empty out into the other trailer. That one's full, just to help make the unloading a bit easier. Alright, we'll go and get the... not that one. So normally I'd hire a worker to drive this back, but because this goes so quick, as you're about to see, really make short work of the trip. So see if we can do a jump. Oh, look at that. Should have taken a screenshot of that. That would have been a great thumbnail. Okay, let's get rid of the big bud for the moment. Now, one thing that I really dislike about this game at the moment is the fact that you can't leave a worker, we can't leave equipment running. So I've got manual start turned on, so I have to turn the tractor on, and I can get out and it will unload. However, if I go too far away, it won't actually unload, which is super annoying. Because in FS19 you were able to, unload, get out of the vehicle. So I think that guy's full now. So it just means that you basically can't leave your equipment unattended to save time. So let's get this unloaded. So while that's happening, let's check the combines. So you can see we've still got quite a bit to do. I've still got one more to empty. These guys over here are nearly finished. And this guy's still waiting to be emptied. He's nearly full. He looks like he is, yep, underway. So hopefully this guy has emptied while we're away. Can't go that way. Can't go that way either. Alright, let's pull forward, do the next one. So while he's unloading there, I'll get this guy out of the way. So this tractor is in desperate need of repair. So what I might actually do soon too is put a workshop in, so I don't have to drive back and forth so much to get things repaired. I'm thinking I'll probably put the workshop next to the silo where that green grain bin is, and we will be able to pull up everything alongside the workshop nice and easy, so it can get repaired. Okay, he's done. Pull forward for the next one. So I think my next goal is going to be, once we plough the remainder of the map, I want to try and fill this 16 million litre silo with crop, just to sort of fill it up. See how long it takes to get to 16 million litres of soybeans and whatever else. Alright, so I am going to go and use this to empty the next guy. So let's go down this way. So the reason why I'm using this is just for speed. So as long as I stay on the flat section, it won't be an issue. So that section we were on before is probably one of the steepest parts of the farm as well, which is, yeah, problematic. So I'm going to have to jump in this guy to unload. And then I'll get him just to harvest that section we just drove over. Now the other good thing about the road train is I can park up, 3 or 4 combine harvesters to the one road train and unload them all at the same time, which does save a bit of time. I mean, in real life you wouldn't actually do that, but, well, not that I've seen. I mean, if anybody's a real farmer, feel free to let us know what really happens. But I think because the trucks, they're not designed to go off-road, they are best suited on the hard, compacted dirt roads or, bitumen sort of tarmac surfaces. Otherwise they get bogged and get stuck and then they can't go anywhere. And because they're designed to travel at high speed, that's their purpose in the harvesting cycle. Okay, so we get this guy back underway. So I'm just going to send him across this field directly this way. I'm not too worried about the exact position, just need to get him working. Okay, Where's the next one over there? So you get a bit of a feel for how big this field actually is. I do like the trees on the outside. It gives a bit more, you know, it looks like this was a forest that was cleared for farmland and then now we're farming on it. I'm also thinking too, up the back there, the main rolling hills at the back of the map, I may turn that into a bit of a forest area because I don't intend on ever farming it, so just to give it a bit more of a visual, visual look. Let's see if this first trailer's full. Doesn't look like it is. Get the second one underway. Okay, while that's happening, we'll go and check out our other workers that have collided. So that field is done. So what I'll do is I'll send this guy directly into the... what I might actually do is I'll move that chaser bin, the mother bin, the auger wagon there. Just pick up this bit of crop while I'm here. And I'll position it so it's alongside the drop-off point, and then I'll just, any harvesters that are close by, I'll just drive them up, and then the mother bin can empty it into the silo. Sort of like a bit of a relay situation. So you'll see what I mean in a second here. Ooh, a little bit too far. There we go. Drift style. So what you kind of need to do is you need to pull your spout up and then drive alongside nice and close. So I've still got room for the road train to get through, which is the whole point. And then just hopefully fit it in there like that. So now I can leave that running. Go back and grab that combine. And now we've got a bit of a double unloading situation going. So I'll leave that run for a bit. And this guy's nearly full, so I'm going to have to go and empty him. Go back to the road train. So I've obviously filled up that other trailer, so I'll fill up this one. Hopefully... Yep. This guy's empty. So this is the whole way I like to play. So I've always got someone, I've always got a worker doing a task, and then that frees me up to do the manual tasks that the workers can't do. So in this case, driving back and forth. I know we've got the auto drive function on console where you can send them to a destination, but they won't drive unless they're in transportable state. So that means the harvester's folded, the header's folded, which takes time to do. So it's just easier for me to do it this way. So we'll just double check this guy's empty. So no, start the engine again. And start the engine on this guy. So now we've got all three unloading at the same time, which is pretty cool. So let's go back to our road train, if I can find out where he is. Yep. So I'll let this guy continue on with it as a worker. Hopefully we don't get stuck this time. So we're going up a little bit of a hill, but not too bad. So we are making pretty good time with this harvest. So the thing with seasons is basically I'll have it set up as one day season, so one day will be 1 month. And the plan will be, obviously you can only plant crops at certain times of the year, so I won't be doing that much harvesting. Whereas at the moment I'm just harvesting every sort of 4 or 5 days in game. And I'm harvesting the whole field, so when I say the whole field, the whole farm. So it does get a little bit sort of monotonous on repeat. So just to sort of mix it up. And because the fields are so big, I'll have plenty of product for productions and stuff like that. So I just really want this to be as large scale as possible. And then I'll change over to a different map. So I'm thinking that I'm going to try the Jeremy Clarkson farm, so the Chipping Norton. So if you've ever seen Clarkson's farm, there's somebody who's working on that map at the moment, which is, I've seen some progress shots, looks pretty cool, so I'll jump into that for a Let's Play series when that comes out. And there's the helicopter. Pretty cool. So I wouldn't normally sit and wait for this, but I want to get this guy as empty as possible so he has the opportunity to finish up this last little bit. And then I'll go back and check out that hill that we terraformed in the previous episode. This is on the way. So what I did was I fixed it up, flattened it out, got it pretty much where I want it to be. And then I'll start to flatten it out a bit further in preparation for extending the field. So, and also want the field to extend around to the right here as well. So I've got to think about if I'm going to move those windmills. I keep calling them windmills, but they're wind turbines generating electricity. Now one thing you do have to be careful of with the road train is to take it very slow. That's probably a little bit too fast. So if you turn too quickly, this thing will roll over and it becomes a real pain to try and rectify. Okay, so let's see what happens here. So I'll get him unloading. I'll jump into the John Deere, get him unloading, and I'll double check these combines are fully unloaded also. Yep, so he's empty. And he's empty. So I'll just go and park them up out of the way. Desperately need a wash also. Quite dirty, as you can see. Also probably in need of repainting also. So we'll see what happens. We may do that in a later video. So how are we going so far? We've got 700,000 litres of soybeans. So as you can see, once again, because I exited the vehicle, walked around, the overloading stopped. So I've got to sit here and wait for that to unload manually. Alright, let's pull through to the next one. Okay, let's have a look at the map. Looking good. Let's check our harvest. Yeah, so I still have a fair chunk in the middle to get sorted. Might just quickly see if that harvester is actually full. So I am going to send this guy down to help. I'm not too worried about that little strip there. It's a long drive. I do like the interior though. The interior detail is good. I mean, the developers definitely put a lot of effort into replicating, you know, very authentic vehicle exteriors and interiors. So you can also see our yield map there on the bottom left-hand corner. So obviously for the different soil types, if you're not familiar with precision farming, different soil types give you different yields for different crops. So when you've got that turned on, you're basically trying to get the optimal conditions in the field, so the correct lime level, correct pH, removing weeds, that type of thing, to get a maximum yield. And then some soil types will give you a reduced yield, whereas other soil types will give you a higher than expected yield. So if 100% is your baseline, then you've got, you know, 110, 120% yield like a yield increase over and above what it would be in a different soil type. So you can see that mountain over there, the brown patch that I have fixed up from the previous episode. So we'll have a quick look at that once we finish this unloading. Alright, let's have a quick look at how these workers are going. So I should have two guys over there. So he's working on the field from this side. This guy is empty, so where is he? So I'll send him over to help. So I've got three guys on that section of field, which is enough. I'm not going to drive the other three over. So while these three guys finish up this section of the harvest, we will go and have a look at that terraforming I completed in the previous episode. So I think this is based on either the FENT or the... It might actually be the... It might actually be the FENT. Or it could be the class. The class. Not quite sure how you pronounce that. Okay, where's this guy? Oh yeah, so we'll drive him back to the main farm, get him unloaded, and then we'll go and have a look at that hill. If cruise control wants to work, there we go. Yeah, it's pretty huge field, really, to be honest. I mean, I've played this map so much now, I've just gotten used to it, but I was having a look at the base game maps and the field size comparison. It's going to be a lot quicker to do the small fields when we go back to Elm Creek or Belleron. Still haven't put the farmhouse in yet, so that's a work in progress, but we'll get there eventually. So I'm just going to go directly into the mother bin on this occasion. Oh, he's still not finished. Oh, I think what might be happening here is the harvest is filling up the mother bin, and the mother bin's filling up the... Yep. The mother bin is filling up the trailer. Not ideal, but is what it is. To be honest, I could probably just drive through it. Yeah, I'll fix that up later. So let's go have a look at the hill. So I think the ute is over there. I keep calling it a ute, but it's a pickup. There we go. So you can see I've flattened it out. It's still a little bit bumpy. It's got a bit of a flat spot on the top there. So what I think I might have to do, if we just get out and walk it, see, we've got quite a bit of slope there, so I may have to raise up this bottom section just a little bit, or I may even just flatten it out a little bit more to get rid of these dips. Yeah, so you can see there, I've also painted it brown, so just dirt colour, just to give me a better visual. So I want to get rid of like these dips here, and you can see how that smoothing tool has really flattened out the slope. But we're still sort of retaining a lot of that sort of rolling hill feel. What we don't have, we have essentially a pretty flat top area here. So I probably want to smooth that off just a bit more. Like I said, I don't want to make it completely flat. Still want to have a bit of hill there, but that is quite a bit of a hill if we're looking at it. So maybe we'll just see how it goes. We can always come back and flatten it later. So if we drive down, get a bit of a feel for it. Yeah, it might need a little bit more smoothing, but definitely getting there. Alright, I think we might leave that video there. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one.